Am I audible, people? So in today's session, we'll be dealing with number series, material for which is already shared in your WhatsApp and Telegram group. So what is number series? What do you understand by number series, people? What do you understand by number series? Please do answer. Okay, let me tell. Number series is an arrangement of numbers one after the other. But then, can I arrange any numbers which I wish here? Can I arrange any number which I get to my mind over here? No. Why is that? Because number series is the arrangement of numbers based on a particular logic. There'll be a certain logic involved in my arrangement. So for people who haven't understood yet, let me take a very simple example here. Let me take my first example. So my first example here is 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14. So what's happening here? It's an arrangement of numbers one after the other. And as I've told you, there's one logic or some logic hidden between this arrangement. What can that logic be? It can be anything. For example, it can be addition, it can be subtraction, it can be multiplication, division, or squares, or cubes. The logic can be anything. So how do we crack the logic? We'll follow a simple procedure here. What will be the small procedure here? See, whenever you see a number series question, you look at the first term and you look at the last term here. Compare the first term and the last term. Take the difference between them. In this case, our first term is 2 and our last term is 14. Taking difference between them, it will be 12. So the difference here is 12. Is the difference big or small? Compare the difference to your terms in the series. Is the difference big or small? The difference is small here. In that case, I'll write it down. My difference is small. This will be the first step that will be following for every problem. So what will be my next step? Next step, I'll be checking if the numbers are increasing in the series or decreasing in the series. What's happening here? Let me see. First term is 2. It's going on to become 5, then 8, 11, and 14. The terms here are increasing. Is it increasing gradually or drastically? When you see there's a small increment, even here there's a small increment. So the terms are increasing gradually. So I've written it down, written all these three things down. So whenever the difference is small, what we need to understand is, whenever the difference is small, it's either addition or subtraction that will be involved in our series. So make a note of this, people. Whenever the difference between the first term and the last term is small, it is generally addition or subtraction that we'll be looking for. What will be a second step? It is increment. Since we know second term is increasing when compared to the first term, third term is increasing when compared to the second term. So what's happening? We have to use addition here. Because if I add some number to my first term, only then it can go on to increase and become my second term. Am I clear, people? Am I clear with this? So now, once we have known that it is addition that is involved, what we need to do is start taking the difference between the terms. So between the consecutive terms, when you take difference between 2 and 5, what is the difference here? The difference here is 3. And we know that it is increasing and it is addition. So it will be plus 3. So from second term to third term, what's happening here? Again, there is an increment of 3. So increment of 3. So it is again plus 3. Same way here as well. There is plus 3 and 11 to 14. Again, if I take a difference, it is 3. So I understand that my logic here is plus 3. To get my second term or the preceding term, I'll have to add 3 to my succeeding term here. Similarly, if I ask you what is the missing term here or what is the next term here, what will you do? What will you generally do? Please do answer, people. What will you do? What will be the missing term there? I want your answers, people. What will be the missing term? $17. Yes, very good. 17. How did you get that 17? You'll have to add plus 3 to 14. You'll have to add plus 3 to 14. So you get 17 there. Ad off madbidi. Question display beda. So plus 3. So let us move on to the next example. Let us take another example here. Let us take our example to be 21, 17, 13, 9. Now what will our first step be? What will our first step be here? You people tell me what will our first step be here? What did we do for the first step? We compared the first term and the last term. We took the difference between them. The difference here is not so big again. So the difference here is again small. What did we do for the second step here? Second step, we started comparing the terms. Comparing the terms of a series. We checked if they're increasing or decreasing. In this case here, the terms here are decreasing. Since the terms are decreasing and the difference is small, we know that it should be subtraction. Previously, whenever the difference is small, I told you it's either addition or subtraction. Here, the terms are decreasing one after the other. So what's happening? We'll have to subtract some value from this to get my second term. Since there is a decrement, I'll have to subtract. And what is this term which I have to subtract? Let us check. Let us take the difference between my first term and the second term. My first term is 21 and second term is 17. So my difference here, it will be 4. And we know that it is negative sign that is involved in this case. So I'll use minus 4 here. What about my second term and third term? When I compare it, what will be my difference? My difference will again be 4. Is it negative or positive? Again, it is negative because the terms here are decreasing. So what if I ask you, what is my next term here? What will be my next term here? 5. Very good. I need to subtract 4 from it again. If I subtract 4 from it, I get 5. That will be my final answer. Hope things are clear till here. Everything is clear till here. Am I clear, people? Yes, sir. So let us take up a next example here. Now let us look at the next term here. Next example goes like this. So it is 4, 9, 16, 25, and a question mark. So what's happening here? Look at our terms. When you look at these terms, what do you understand? What do you understand when you look at these terms? 36, very good. 36, that's the right answer. But how did you get that 36? Monica, how did you get that 36? Squaring, very good. These are squares. 4 can be written as 2 square. What about 9? 9 can be written as 3 square. What about 16? Is 4 square. Similarly, this is my 5 square. So what are these terms in the series? They are the squares of consecutive terms. So what will be my next term here? Next term will be square of 6. What is my 6 square? 6 square here, it will be 36. So that will be my final answer. Am I clear, people? Am I clear? Everyone, am I clear? Yes, sir. So please do copy it down. We'll be starting very soon. So let us move on to our next example here. What is our next example? Next example here goes like this. It is 2, 8, 32, 128, 512, and 2048. So now, what do we do for our first step? We take the difference between the first term and the last term again. So the difference here is big. The difference here is large. It is noticeable here. So what do? I write it down. My difference here is large. Then I'll be checking if they're increasing or decreasing. Since they're increasing, my term here is first term here is 2, it's going on to become 8 and then 32. So they are increasing here. And then I'll be checking if they're increasing gradually or drastically. So there is a little increase here. And again, this is also a little increase. Here also there's a small increase. But then look at this 128 to 512, there's a drastic increase here. And again, from 512 to 2048, there's a drastic increase. So my increase here is not gradual, but it is drastic, which indicates that so the difference here is large and there's a drastic increase. So we have to understand that there is either multiplication or division that is involved in the series. So whenever the difference is large, it will be either multiplication or division that will be involved in the series. Since the terms here are increasing, look at this, 2 has to become 8. So I need to multiply with something or divide with something. Multiply or divide? Answer, people. Multiply. Very good. We'll have to multiply it here. So since there is an increment, it is multiplication operation that we will be using here. So we'll be using multiplication operation. So here, what if I multiply with 2, I get 8. I'll have to multiply 2 with 4 to get 8. Again, let me look with second term and third term. Again, from 8 to 32, I'll have to again multiply it with 4. So from 32 to 128, what do I need to do? I need to again multiply it with 4. So if I multiply it with 4, what do I get? 4 into 30 gives me 120, 4 into 2 gives me 128. So what's my logic here? My logic here is I'll have to multiply my previous term with 4 to get my next term. Am I clear, people? Am I clear with this? Yes. The missing term here is 8192. But then we are not doing this to find the answer. We are doing this to understand the number series questions. How to identify the logic hidden between in the question. As we progress with our class, we'll be taking up the examples as well, people. Am I clear, people? Whenever there is the difference is large, it's either multiplication or division. Let us move on to our next question then. Next question, please. Next question here is 144. 169, 196, 225, and 256. So what do we need to do here? We'll have to identify one term. When I look at these terms here, when I see 225, I can write this 225 as my 15 square. I can write 225 as my 15 square. So once when I get one of the terms as the square number, I start checking if the other terms are also square numbers. So when I look at 196 here, what's happening? 196 here is nothing but 14 square. What about 169 here? 169 here is 13 square. I've got three same logics. These are nothing but squares of consecutive numbers starting from 12. 144 is nothing but 12 square. So these are consecutive square numbers starting from 12. So what do I need to do when I get a question like this? I need to identify one number from which I can tell that it is a square number. After identifying that number, I'll have to check if the other numbers are also square numbers. If I get other numbers also as square numbers, then my answer will be, the logic here will be squares of consecutive numbers. Am I clear, people? Yes, very good. My next square will be 17 square. 17 square. I'll write it down here. 17 square. And what is 17 square? 17 square is 289. Very good, people. So let us move on to the next question then. Let us look at our next question. What's our next question? Question in Ange helbidi. Ange heli saku. Okay. Next question here is 7168 1792 448 112 28 7. So this is our next question here. So what do we do here? Look, when we compare the first term and the last term here, the difference is very big. So which means whenever the difference is large, I already told you, it's either multiplication or division. When I start checking the terms are decreasing one after the other. The terms are decreasing one after the other. And look at the decrease here. 7,000 is going on to become 1,000. So 1,000 to 448. There's a drastic decrement here. Since there is a drastic decrement and the difference here is large, what do I need to understand? I need to understand that there is multiplication or division. And then we know that there is a decrement here. Since there is a decrement, we need to understand that it is division and not multiplication. So see here, whenever you look at the series, it will have two ends, left-hand side and right-hand side. Now, when I look from my left-hand side, the terms are decreasing. Hence, there is division. But if I start my series question from here, 7,000 and 1,000, here the division, it becomes complicated. My operations here becomes complicated. So I'll start from my right-hand side. When I look from my right-hand side, what's happening here? From 7 to 7168, there is increment. When I'm starting to look from right-hand side, there is increment. Since there is increment, what can I understand that? I'll have to use multiplication. Since I'll have to use multiplication, 287168, sir. 7168, 28672. 28672. What is 28672? Multiple 28672. Okay, people, let us solve this. So when I start looking from my right-hand side, there's an increment here. So I'll have to use multiplication. So when I use multiplication, what if I multiply with 7, I get 28. I have to multiply 7 with 4 to get 28. Am I clear? So if I multiply 7 with 4, I get 28. Now again, from 28 to 112, what do I need to do? I'll have to again multiply it with 4. So let me check that. 4 into 20 gives me 80. 4 into 8 gives me 32. 80 plus 32 gives me 112. So I'm getting the logic into 4. Again, if I check here, what do I get? What do I get? I'll have to multiply 112 with 4. If I multiply 112 with 4, what do I get here? If I multiply 112 with 4, I get 448. 4 into 110 gives me 440. 440 plus 4 into 2 gives me 8. 440 plus 8 gives me 448. I've got 3 same logics here. Since I've got 3 same logics, my logic in this series is multiplication by 4 when I start looking from my right-hand side. Why did I start calculations from my right-hand side here? Because the value here is less. 7 here is smaller when compared to 7168. So it is easier for me to start my calculations from the right-hand side. Am I clear, people? So please do copy it down. We'll start the class after you copy this. Yes. So, okay, quick recap. Tell me, when do you use multiplication? When can you use multiplication? Increment. Large difference. Yes, large difference and increment. Very good. So when do you use addition or subtraction? When do you use addition or subtraction? Small difference. Very good. You use addition or subtraction whenever there is small difference. So let us look at our next example here. What's the next question here? Next question goes like this. Next question, please. Next question here is 20, 11, 6.5, 4.25, and then a question mark. So now, look at this question, people. You need not do it like a regular way. Why? We have a decimal value here. Whenever we have a decimal value, the first thing we need to understand that there'll be multiplication or division involved in most of the cases. Not every case, people, but most of the cases, majority of the times, there'll be division or multiplication involved. So whenever you find a decimal place in your series, the first thing you'll have to look for is division. Generally, whenever there's division, there'll be decimal place. So let me start looking. I'll compare my first term and second term here. Look at my second term. Isn't it close to half of my first term? Is it close to half of my first term? Yes. What is half of my first term? 20 into 1 by 2 is nothing but 10. 20 into 1 by 2 is 10. So 11 is close to 10. From 10, how do I go to 11? I add 1. So when I add 1 to 10, I get my answer as 11. So I've got this as my logic. I'm dividing it by 2 and adding 1. Let me check if my same logic works for my further cases here. Now what's my next term? 11. Compare 11 and 6.5. Is 6.5 close to half of 11? What is half of 11? 11 into 1 by 2. What does this give me? This gives me 5.5. How do I go from 5.5 to 6.5? I add 1 to it. So I get 6.5. So yes, I'm getting the same value here. So my logic is partially right. So I can't confirm it yet. I'll have to look for another term as well. Let me look for my other term. So what happens when I take 6.5, multiply it with 1 by 2 and add 1 to it? So if I multiply 6.5 with 1 by 2, what do I get? I get 3.25. I get 3.25. If I add 1 to it, I get 4.25. Am I right? I'm getting the right value again. So I've got 3 same logics here. I've got 3 same logics. Hence, I can tell that my logic here is correct. So if I have to find my missing term here, what do I need to do? I need to multiply 4.25 with 1 by 2. 4.25 into 1 by 2 or directly divided by 2. So plus 1. What do I get here? 4.25 into 1 by 2 gives me 3.125. So if I add 1 to 3.125, what do I get? What do I get? Sorry, 2.125. I'm sorry, it is 2.125. So 2.125. If I add 1 to 2.125, what do I get? I get 3.125. So what will be my missing term here? My missing term here is 3.125. Am I clear, people? Am I clear? Yes. So all these examples which we looked till now were for you to understand the logic, how to find the logic or the mathematical operation involved within a series. Now let us discuss what are the types of questions that will be asked in our examination. Generally, the types of question can be classified as missing term and wrong term. These are the 2 types of questions that will be generally asked in our examinations or any placement papers. So what do you mean by missing term? The example which we looked till now are based on missing terms. They'll give a series. In that series, the series will be based on a particular logic, and there'll be one term in the logic that will be missing. The first term can be missing, second term, or any of the term in the series can be missing. So what we need to do, we need to find the missing term. What about a wrong term here? So I've understood what missing term is. Then what is wrong term? Wrong term is nothing but the series will be given and one term in that series will not follow that same logic. So what we need to do, we need to find the logic first and need to find the term which is not following that logic. Am I clear, people? Am I clear? Yes. So let us look at our examples based on missing terms first. Let us look at our first example on our missing term. First example. The first example here is 18, 21, 28, 41, and 62. And then there is one term that is missing here. There's one term that is missing. So help me, people. How do we start with the problem? How do we start? By now you would have understood how to start the problem. So help me out, people. How to start? Difference. Very good. You compare the first term and the last term. The difference here is not very big. So since we know that difference is not very big, we understand that there is addition or subtraction. Let us quickly start taking the difference here. 18 to 21. What is the difference here? The difference here will be 3 and there is an increment, so plus 3. What about 21 to 28? As again, we'll have to take the difference here. The difference here is 7 and there is an increment, so plus 7. Similarly, the difference here would be 28. So plus 10 gives me 38, plus 3 gives me 41. So this will be 13. 41 to 62. What will be my difference here? 41 to 62. The difference here it will be 21. But then look at these terms here. Look at the difference here. Have we got any logic out of this? Have we got any logic out of this? Can we tell the next term based on these terms here? Can we tell the next term based on these terms? No, you're not finding any particular logic in this. Don't worry, people. When you get such cases, you consider this as your first series. And this will be your second series. Now, this becomes your second series. Now, again, what do you need to do? You need to start comparing the first term and the last term. Consider this as your second series and perform the same operations which you considered on your first series. Now, I'll take the difference here. The difference here is 4. What about 7 to 13? The difference here is 6. So 13 to 21, what is the difference here? It is 8. So now look at these differences. When you look at these differences, can we tell something? Can we interpret something from these differences? Can we interpret something from these differences? Is it following any logic here? Come on, people, tell me. Okay, so let me tell you. Look at this. 4, 6, and 8 are nothing but very good, very good. Someone answered that. Yes, Dayanand. It is 4, 6, 8, and 10. It is nothing but our consecutive even numbers. Look, so how did I get my 21 here? I added 8 to 13. I got 21. What about my next missing term here? What do I need to do? I need to add 10 to 21. So what do I get here? I'll get 31. Now I've filled my second series. Now I'll have to use this data to fill my first series. So how do I do that? So from 41 to 21, you added it. So similarly, if I do here, what do I get? 62 plus 31 gives me 93. Am I clear, people? Have you understood this? So our final answer here would be 93. Am I clear, people? Yes. So quickly copy it down. We'll start with the next problems. So let's move on to the next question then. Look at the next question here. What does it say? It's also a question on missing term. So question goes like this. Yeah, 38, 49, 71, 104, and then there is a missing term here. So how do we do this problem, people? How do we do this? We'll take the difference between the first term and the last term here. When you take the difference between the first term and the last term, the difference is not very big. So we start taking the difference between the first term and the second term. Since there is addition or subtraction that will be involved. So 38 to 49, what will be the difference? The difference here will be 11. Now if we take the difference between second and the third term, what will be the difference here? 49 to 71. The difference here will be 22. Similarly, 71 to 104, the difference here will be 33. So when you look at these terms, 11, 22, 33, what do you understand? So there is another term there. Another term is 203. So what can you understand when you look at the terms 11, 22, and 33? Very good. It is multiples of 11. So then what will be my next multiple of 11 here? What will be my next multiple? Next multiple of 11 will be 44. So if I add 44 to 104, what do I get? I get 148. So let me check. What will be my next multiple here? Next multiple will be 55. So if I add 55 to 148, what do I get? 148 plus 5 gives me 153 plus 50 gives me 203. So I'm getting the proper answer. So my missing term here is 148. Very good. Very good, people. You're getting the answers. So let us move on to the next question then. What's our next question here? Next question here is 177, 178, 170, 197, 133, and then there is a missing term. You'll have to find this missing term here. So when you look at this series, what's happening in this series? When I look at my first term and the second term, there is an increment here. When I look at my second term and my third term, there's a decrement here. Again, whenever I look at my third term and the fourth term, there's again an increment. Here, there's again a decrement. So there is alternative increment and decrement. Whenever there is alternative increment and decrement, the first thing you need to look for is double series. There'll be two series involved within one series. Let me check. Let me show you how to check for that two series. Look at 171. Leave 178. Go directly to 170 here. Now take the difference here. What will be the difference here? 177 to 170, it will be -7. So now, what about 178 to 197? What will be the difference here? What will be the difference here? What will be the difference, people? What will be the difference? The difference here will be 19. So what? Let us check for 170 to 133. What will be the difference here? The difference here is 37. The difference here is 37. Am I clear? Am I clear, people? Am I clear? So whenever you get the series here, can we find any logic here? You're not able to find any logic here. So what we can do next, whenever you have stuck in that situation like this, what we need to do is take the series and start taking the difference between each of the term. It's not just whenever the first term and the last term is small. Whenever you are not finding any logic in other methods, the first thing you need to do is start taking the difference. I'll quickly write down the series here. 178, 170, 197, and 133. So first step, I'll check for my double series. When I don't find any logic here, the next thing I do is I start taking the difference between each terms. The difference here, 177 to 178. What's happening? There is an addition of +1. What about 178 to 170? There's a decrement of 8. So it is -8 here. What about 170 to 197? What's happening? What will be my difference here? My difference here will be 27. So it is +27. What about 197 to 133? What's happening here? There's a decrement. There is -64. So there is 1, 8, 27, and 64. What are these? What are 1, 8, 27, and 64? What can you understand when you look at these terms? Okay, people, look, 1 can also be written as 1 cube. So it is +1 cube. What about 8? 8 can be written as -2 cube. -8 is nothing but -2 cube. 27 is nothing but 3 cube. 64, 4 cube. And there is a minus sign. So I'll be writing minus sign. So what are these terms here? They're consecutive cubes. They're consecutive cubes. So what should be my next difference here? It should be, since it is negative previously, now it should be positive +5 cube. So if it's +5 cube, here it will be +125. Now what do I need to get my missing term? I need to add 125 to 133. So if I add 125 and 133, what do I get? I get 258. And that will be my final answer. Am I clear, people? Am I clear? So we'll be ending our session today. This is all we have for missing terms. In next session when we get, we'll look on problems based on wrong terms. If you have any doubts, please do ask people. We'll be ending the session. If you don't have any doubts, we'll be ending the session today.